Hey, Jack. All right. You got this stuff?
Yeah, all cleaned in oil.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on.
Who are these guys?
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Live from Springfield, Missouri, the one, the only, Heath Green.
Excuse me, can I get a cup of coffee? Black? Can't you see we talking? White?
Hey, welcome to Morning Coffee with Keith. I am not Keith. I am the wrong shade to be Keith, but I'm filling in. He's running a little late. He had some errands to run and hasn't made it back yet. But he'll be here shortly. So, yeah, welcome to the show. Hello, Martine. How are you?
Hello. Trying not to burst in laughter. Yeah, evidently you're neither of us is kidding. the thing with the shade was priceless. And yes, he will be here soon. He's just running a little late. He's been in contact with us.
Yeah. Before he gets here, we've lost some people in the last week or so. Some celebrities that we haven't. Excuse me. We haven't addressed on this thing, and one we didn't talk about, Martine, is we lost. Apparently, yesterday we lost Burt Young.
Yeah, last night.
Paulie from the Rocky movies.
Yeah, not our Paulie. No.
No.
Yeah,
Not that
the
Paulie.
other,
No.
the fictitious Paulie.
Yeah. The brother-in-law of Rocky.
AF Watcher. Oh,
yeah, good. Here's Keith.
And we are saved. Hello, my friend.
Howdy, everybody.
Hello.
Wow, technical issues, people.
Don't
Love
worry.
'em.
Man, but this is Providence. You came up just when I'm showing this comment.
Oh, man. You know what? That is definitely a part of what we're talking about today.
Oh, yeah.
We were just discussing the people that we lost that we haven't had a chance to discuss on the channel yet.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's complete that, though.
Well, like I said, Burt Young we lost last night.
Yeah.
He's best known for Paulie and Rocky.
Yep.
We lost Piper Laurie, who was in Carrie. In fact, she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Carrie. She was also nominated for Children of the Lesser God.
Yep.
And Best Actress for The Hustler, the 1961 version.
Well, yeah. That is a fantastic movie. The sequel, The Color of Money, is very, very good.
Yeah.
But The Hustler is a fantastic movie. One of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, and she was nominated tons of times for stuff. She was in Twin Peaks. She was nominated for that.
Yep.
She was in St. Elsewhere. She was nominated for that.
Yep.
She was in Frasier. She was nominated for that. So yeah, she was a very prolific actress.
Yes.
And very, very good actress. The whole Twin Peaks thing was really good to see. I mean, really, a good portion of that cast were all actors who were originally part of other things. That for many of them, it was a nice boost to their career to be on that show when it became a hit. And definitely Piper Laurie, along with the rest of the cast, really appreciated that because it was a nice combination of actors with a lot of experience and younger actors who didn't have a lot of experience, and they created a hit show, which was given to them by David Lynch and also by oh man, who was his co-writer? Mark Frost. David Lynch and Mark Frost. The two of them worked really well together, putting together Twin Peaks. And Mark Frost, very good author on his own right. You should check out some of his novels if you've never read any of his books.
So someone else we lost was Suzanne Summers.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that was very painful. But I had to remind someone that I was with, it's like she's actually a lot older than many people think.
She died a
kept
day
herself
before.
in. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say she died a day before her 77th birthday.
Yep. Yeah, I know. It's hard to consider someone like Suzanne Summers being in their 70s. But yeah, that's whew, we are definitely in that period of our lives, as Gary likes to say. We're losing a lot of the people that we really admired and looked up to.
Yep.
And very, very just
Hey,
a
Zags.
lot of talent. So wow. Anyway, hello to everyone in the room. Thank you for your patience. Admiral Teague. Oh, wow. Yeah. King Sports Cal, there's only one, the Hustler.
Yeah.
I keep telling people, you really want to know what good writing is. Just read some of the screenplays to some of these films. That will do as much to teach you about proper writing than anything. And I think a lot of people who have gotten into writing today need to do that. You shouldn't just go and watch a bunch of movies. You should also be reading some of the screenplays and getting into the habit of watching while reading the screenplay sometimes. Wolverine 626. See, I think I read Burt Young actually died on October 8th. News just wasn't made public until yesterday. Rest in peace. Yes, that'll sometimes happen to give the his family and friends time to mourn. I see nothing wrong with holding on to that kind of news. I mean, but I think that gets to the heart of how we have wound up here. I think overall, the entertainment industry has become overrun with people who, in my personal opinion, who just aren't ready for the big time. I'm not saying these people aren't talented. A lot of what the business is who you know. But the thing is that there is a balance between who you know and talent. Who you know basically gives you opportunities at the door. But your talent is what will take you through that door and basically guarantee that you stay in the business. And a lot of people are being artificially kept in the business that probably shouldn't be there. And that is the unfortunate thing, and until things happen to rebalance everything so that the more talented people will have an opportunity, and I think as soon as the tech geniuses stop mucking about within the industry so much to allow people that actually know anything about entertainment to actually, get back in the habit of doing what they need to do in order to entertain us, I think we're going to have problems. I think we're going to have a lot of problems. But there are people out there watching this, and there are people out there writing about it. We are now starting to see the first generation of books written about this past time period. And I'm telling you, right now, it's a lot of innuendo. It's a lot of other things. But I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff comes from people. A lot of these books are being written based on interviews with people who are actually there. And eventually this stuff will start coming out. We'll start learning about how certain things actually came together and what happened behind the scenes. And I think that's taken us into our first bit of news, or at least at the top of everything. So 2 days ago, Doomcock puts together a video and comes out to tell everyone that the Daredevil and the Daredevil series that Disney is putting together, basically everybody creatively has been fired. Now, the actors are still there. All of the actors that were originally a part of this series, Daredevil Born Again, they're still there. But that they fired the executive producers, all the writers, and all of the directors. And they had been shooting this for quite a while. I think they had made it to like 8 or 9. And that according to, hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Anyway, that according to reports that Kevin Feige had gotten a chance to watch the show, made it a few episodes in, and decided it was just time to scrap the whole thing. Now, I know there's probably a lot of us here today that really did enjoy the Netflix Daredevil series. I know I did. John, you probably did.
Yep.
Martin, you probably did. I'm sure there's quite a few of us here right now that enjoyed the show that probably had no real idea about the character of Daredevil outside of maybe the Ben Affleck, Jennifer Gardner movie, or possibly hearing about the comic book, but not really sure. I got to tell you, as a fan, I thought that Netflix series was top notch, and having someone like Stephen S. DeKnight be the showrunner for the first season was fantastic. It boggles my mind to hear that, with as successful as all of that has been, that they wouldn't just make the effort to try to get the creative team that put that together and bring them over to Disney. Now, I understand all the legal reasons why. It's a whole thing about Disney wanting to actually control everything, and that's fine. But why you would not just bring the entire creative team over and basically just adapt one of the other stories from the multitude of stories in all of the years that Daredevil has been around, and just go ahead and do that. Makes sense. I still feel bad that 2 of the actors from the Netflix series were basically not considered to be major players for this particular series. So we won't be seeing Karen, and it's looking like Foggy as I keep hearing that he might make a cameo, but they're going to do something basically to make sure that those two characters won't be a part of what they do in the future. And
Well, that may change with the revamp.
that is yes. Now, now here's the thing. Yes, that may change, but it depends on what those actors have going on right now. If they're involved in another project, but also what you can negotiate with them as far as how much they can get, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Personally, I think they'll both go for it. I think they're eager to come back. But here's the thing: you now have all these. They didn't fire any of the other actors. Everybody that was originally going to be a part of this is still a part of it. So Daredevil Born Again was meant to really be a reboot of the Netflix series. Okay. I think, hold on, Wolverine 66. Rumor has it Foggy died off screen. He's not the only one, but that's as far as I'm going to go. It's, excuse me. Here's the thing. I think that you do have to understand that it has become increasingly clear, in my personal opinion again, that the people and things that made Marvel what it was in, from 2008 to 2019, a lot of those people are no longer with the company. They're no longer working for Marvel Studios. And that what you have left are all of the people who were being led and influenced by Kevin Feige and Victoria Alonso and the rest of the people that they've had there. And again, I know that there are still quite a few of you out there who are all about Kevin Feige. But I'm telling you right now, and what has happened with Daredevil is a really good example of this. You have a situation where you have a lot of people that were fans of this particular IP as it was originally seen on Netflix. Okay? The ratings for Daredevil, if it had been a Disney Plus series, almost everything that Disney has put out as far as Marvel is concerned would have been left in the dust. The best Marvel Disney Plus series cannot touch what Daredevil, especially Daredevil season 1, was able to do. As far as views and everything else. So, how then do you find yourself bringing in a whole new creative team? New writers, some of whom might or might not have worked with She-Hulk. How do you do that and expect anything good? And I say also, how do you see all of that and continue to see Kevin Feige as this guru that he had always presented himself to be, the Lord and Master of the success of Marvel Studios? Because it's appearing more and more that he probably had very little to do with it. I'm not saying he had absolutely nothing to do with it, but that his actual creative input wasn't really driving the whole thing. I'm pretty sure that if they really wanted to excite the fan base instantly, they should go out and get Stephen S. DeKnight. Have him show run the whole thing again. Back up that dump trunk of money and at least hire him to get them going again, at least for the first season of this particular series. That's what I would do, but they have some choices to make. They're hiring people to replace a lot of the creatives that they had on this show. My only other thing is, now remember, Kevin Feige had to watch the series and realized in watching these episodes that they needed to scrap the whole thing. And this was something that I think even Valiant Renegade had brought up. Who was in charge of watching the dailies for this? With the amount of money that you're spending on this, who was actually in charge of watching the dailies as this show was being filmed? This should have been caught way earlier. Now, the understanding that Doomcock put across, based on what his informants had told him, is that this also keys into how really the Disney Plus shows are put together, which is they basically film everything at once. And depending on how everything goes, they'll start working on reshoots and other things based on how things work out as they're editing everything together. This is problematic, in my opinion. In my opinion, having worked on a few things myself, while it would probably work if you're dealing with someone's original idea and you didn't have to worry about fans and decades of stories and the whole 9 yards. And also given, that Disney's had some problems with people changing things. That way of working might work. But no, not under these circumstances and not with everything that has been going on. Now, according to the report that I think Doomcock put across, this was actually determined a few months back, that they had actually gotten a chance to look at everything. And as I said in another conversation on another show, I think this shows why a year ago this month, back when Bob Chapek was still at Disney, kind of sort of running the show, even though technically now we have found out he really wasn't. Why, when fans and others were asking about the future of how things work, what he found to be of importance at the height of everything going on with Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm, why he was just, in his opinion, why he just seemed to have this attitude that Lucasfilm just go ahead and be on its own. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and that he wanted to put a lot of influence and time behind working with Kevin Feige and Marvel. I think this is one of those projects that probably never would have gone off the rails if Bob Chapek had not been let go unceremoniously and had been there to look over Kevin Feige's shoulder, as Kevin Feige should have been looking over the shoulders of the creators behind the show. It's a lot of money to just give a bunch of people and sort of just let it go and not have any idea until you've actually watched everything. That's not a good way of going. I really am still trying to come to grips with that may actually be a permanent way that Feige has been working. And if it has been, it would explain why so much money, why there's been so much, in my opinion, financial mismanagement in the Disney Plus Marvel shows. You cannot spend that kind of money, then expect to turn around and spend a lot more money to fix what should have been really a non-problem that you could have caught way earlier had you been paying attention. That's not the way things go. I mean, again, any of you out there who actually earned an allowance from your parents, doing odd jobs around the house, your dad tells you to mow the lawn and clean everything up, and you do a half-butt job, especially after he's giving you money for the gas, for the lawnmower and everything else, and you expect to actually get your normal allowance, and then for anything that was not done very well, you expect him to pay you for that on top of it. Yeah, that's not happening. My dad would have looked at me and it's just like, no. In fact, give me back whatever money I gave you and you just go ahead and do this for free. I'm sure a lot of your fathers would have said the same thing. So it's just, this is where we're at. And it is unfortunate. I really cannot see anything getting better right now for Marvel Studios as we are closer and closer to the premiere of a movie that is looking more and more like one of the biggest flops and failures to probably have ever hit the big screen with the Marvels. So what are you thinking, guys? John, Martin, what do you think?
I'm thinking that, well, the thing is, if Stephen S. Knight only ran Daredevil for the first season.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like, he was there for the beginning, but he didn't shepherd the whole thing. So
yes.
While bringing him in would be fine, maybe you should get who ran like season 2 and season 3 as well.
Yeah.
Or at least season 2.
Well, the idea, I think, initially was that, at least as far as actor Charlie Cox was concerned, was to see about treating it like, season 4, season 5 of the show, like it was a pseudo continuation of the Netflix series, which I could see why Disney wouldn't go for it, but that's not an awful idea. I think quite a few of us would not have minded if they had actually found a way of trying to work it out like it was something that you could add to what we'd seen before. Unfortunately, that also takes us down, the whole Netflix role, because Netflix co-owned that show. That's part of the reason why they had to change a lot of things. I mean, that's the reason why you're looking at a reboot, basically. My idea about bringing in Stephen S. Knight is that since you are rebooting the show, and he was very successful at giving you a show that was an adaptation of the comics, that he would have been a good idea to bring in, since he seems to know what he's doing as far as beginning a series, because technically that's what you're doing. I mean, when you look at the cast, aside from Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox, it was an all-new cast.
Yeah,
it's basically an all-new series. And so my idea was, why not just bring in the guy that did it before? That way he could at least get you started. And again, back up that money truck. He's talented. Disney does not look. Disney's cheap. We all know it. They try to figure out ways to do what they need to do, and try to do it in a way that financially they can get away with. And the unfortunate thing is that in many respects, making sure that you have the right kind of talented people, not necessarily people that agree with you in certain personal aspects, but the right creative people should be more important. Because I'm telling you right now, if they were to announce tomorrow that they are bringing in Stephen S. DeKnight with this new show that they're trying to do after scrapping what they had before, fans would get excited. The level of excitement would almost be up there with just about any good thing that they've ever had. And a lot of us that do these kinds of shows would either be a wait and see or going, oh, it's the best thing ever. There'd be a lot of excitement. But something tells me they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna treat Stephen S. DeKnight like that. The dude's a rock star. He has every right to be a rock star. And he knows what he's doing. Given his list of credits and all the shows that he's launched, I mean, whether you're talking, creating a band around a veteran artist or even a sports team and bringing in somebody that's really, 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 really talented, whether as your coach or in football, your quarterback, there's nothing wrong with bringing in talent. And again, they've already negotiated with all the actors. So the actors are going to continue to get paid what they're going to get paid. It's just that one person there as a showrunner would do more to get fans excited and turn Daredevil Born Again or whatever they decide to call this other version. It would get everyone excited and would definitely create a must-see show to look forward to. So I don't know. I see what you're saying, John, and I would definitely have that person come in. But that's my only thing with Stephen S. DeKnight is that he did it before. He was good at taking all of the various things that would have tripped other people up. He found a way through it, and he gave us season 1. As good. And look, season 2 was good too. It was very good. But season 1 set the tone, and that's what you really need is someone creative to set the tone for the rest of the show that you're going to have for as long as you have it. And at this point, I don't know. Then again, they don't have me running things because I would shake things up. So.
Yeah. And Disney, even if they wanted him, I don't think they could get him because he's busy right now working on his passion project, which is the revival of Spartacus.
Yep. That's the other thing. Although, they might be able to get him to at least advise, but the Spartacus project is really big. I mean, when they get that going, when they get that ready for people to see it, I think people are going to be blown away. But again, that brings us back to why a lot of older projects are being brought back, because a lot of the creative talent that you have nowadays is just not that good.
Nope.
And what few original ideas are somehow make it to all of the really powerful people in entertainment, especially at the studios, that idea gets just beat down and hammered until it's basically like some kind of a clone of something that you've seen before. So, I don't know. What do you think, Martin?
You really don't want to know what I think. Oh man, I'm so black pilled at this point that I just say please stop using the reverse Midas touch on everything that exists and I love. Make some new shit and destroy that. I don't care. But Jesus, I understand. When they before all this debacle, that's they announce a project, a live action movie of something that you have been a fan since you were a kid, and then
Mhm.
you got all fired up, and then it turns to shit. Man, I cannot, I can't take any more of this. No.
Yeah, I agree. It is time to make something new. You know, I mean, that's the reason why a lot of people really supported Island in the Stars.
Yes,
You know,
well, I supported it. I bought my perks.
see, and that's why Martin, I think you should be running things because you've
No,
got
no,
a
no.
good sense of you and John should definitely be running things because you have a very you guys are very level headed.
No. Yeah, they don't want me running things because I have that box of pink slips.
This. Look at this. Look at this coming from Kingsport. I don't get it. They have years, decades of storylines.
Yeah.
Tried and proved. Oh man, I can't.
I can tell you why. Because it doesn't fit their current messaging in the current year. So they don't go back to those storylines.
Oh, I think that should bring us to that rumor about they try to pull a Henry Cavill on Charlie Cox.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. One of the things that Doomcock revealed on his show, and this is a rumor, one of the things that happened behind the scenes that took the show and drove it straight into the ditch is that Charlie Cox was being harassed rather badly by people on the show, a lot of the writers and others. Supposedly. Okay, supposedly. Like I said, this is one of the rumors that Doomcock put out there. One of his people told him this. Much the same way, like with what happened with Henry Cavill with The Witcher. This is another reason why you need someone like a Stephen S. Denied or others who have experience. That kind of stuff would never have happened with Stephen S. Denied. He would have knocked some heads, and there would have been quite a few people that probably would have been fired instantly. Why would you ever want to mess with Charlie Cox? He's your star.
Yeah.
He was in. I think the way that Doomcock explained it is that Charlie Cox, in his own mind, thought that they were gonna, when this project was being put together, thought that they would find a way of trying to sort of take what was done on Netflix and find a very creative way of continuing a lot of the storylines that they had. And that he was dismayed at the fact that they were going to try to kill his character and replace him with a woman who could create and invent a way of seeing everything the way that he does. Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
that's stupid. That is stupid. That's like Star Wars D+ series stupid.
That's Disney's 2020 for you, my man. I cannot tell you anymore.
That's like I'm gonna spend $1 billion and create something that looks like it costs like $1.50 per episode. Stupid. Not that I'm mentioning any names. Amazon. Anyway, rings or whatever. Anyway, I'm just saying there are some people that just need not only a timeout, they need to go someplace else and do something else, like bag groceries or something, because that's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Do you really want them bagging your groceries? They will throw
Oh.
everything on top of the bread and the tomatoes.
Yeah, but guess what? You now got a good look at what they look like, so that when you walk back in that store and decide to open-handedly, you know, go all Will Smith on them, they'll know why. They'll know why. Yeah. I really can't. Oh wow.
That's
That's just
precious. Let's make a show and kill the titular character.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
nowadays. I'm not surprised after what happened with Willow, after what happened with Star Wars, any of the D plus series, after even what Marvel has given us. You know, I, wow,
Right?
wow.
Right?
I need
And,
to. I need to take something.
Yeah. D plus should just be the shortened name of Disney Plus, not the actual grade they're aiming for.
Oh my goodness! And John strikes again for the dagger. Wow.
oh my god,
Oh,
the Punisher.
man.
The Punisher. No, they cannot retool the Punisher. They are because all these people now hate the Punisher.
Well, no, Punisher is listed as a main cast member for Disney Born Again. Or Disney Born Again. Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, they're gonna
So
make
this-
Punisher kill the Daredevil, and she Daredevil will hunt and kill the Punisher. You can.
There already is a she Daredevil. She's called Elektra.
Yeah,
I
but you
tell
know
you,
what I mean.
it's like they're using the same formula. Oh, wait a minute. We need a emo version of Daredevil, just like what we did for Loki.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm sorry, Kevin Feige, but this isn't going to work out, man.
Yeah.
I think somebody needs to go. I don't say that lightly. I've said a lot of really great things about you over the years, but I'm seriously starting. I'm starting to think that you weren't as big a fan as you claimed to be, especially after Victoria Alonso. She should have been fired after the first time she was like, yeah, I think we should just call them the mutants. Okay. Yeah, you see that door right there? Walk out that.
Well, he has outlived his usefulness.
Well, he's still useful. I just think he needs to go do something else for a while because again, the original idea behind Marvel Studios was for all of the movies to bring attention and to support the comics.
Yeah.
Can you actually say that what the Disney Plus shows have done have in any way supported the comics?
Nope.
Just saying. Again, I'm not here trying to complain. I'm just saying that, when you say, hey, this is what our main purpose is, and then you kind of sort of do the opposite, you open yourself up to criticism. And that's all I'm doing. I'm telling everybody out there, and I'm giving you my opinion. Which then leads us to our second story. We're gonna play good news, bad news, kids.
That's not played.
So-
I know where this is going. No. It's just
Which
bad
do you
news.
want?
It's just bad news. It's just bad news. There's no good news here.
Oh, come on. There
well,
it is, especially if you're an actor and actress. Good news, bad. We're going to start with the good news, everybody, because good news is good for you. It's like a starting out your day with a very healthy breakfast. Okay, so your good news. It is looking like Star Trek Legacy is a go. It's amazing, everybody. I can just hear all of the cheers. So you go ahead and smile big and yeah. Well, while you're doing that, you better sit down And for those of you driving, you better pull over to the side of the road. Now, as far as we know, all of the actors that you would assume would be a part of Star Trek Legacy are a part of Star Trek Legacy. So we're not actually doing a reboot here. This is not a Daredevil Born Again story. But there is something special you really need to know about this. Basically, Star Trek Legacy is being shopped around, and Terry Metalis is not going to be a part of it.
See, and that's why it's not good news they're doing Star Trek Legacy.
The guy responsible, both creatively and otherwise, for the most successful season of any Kurtzman Trek television series. Picard Season 3. Is not going to come back to do Star Trek Legacy. So you know what, Admiral Teague?
Well, what's the good news then?
Well, fans want Star Trek Legacy.
They finally put a crew that people likes, and they are going to be handled by the people who made all the seasons that nobody likes. What's the good news in that?
Well, I mean, it's par for the course of where entertainment is and Hollywood is right now. I mean, look at you know, when the fans finally got Justice League, the real Justice League movie. Well, you got the movie. You're just not going to get the sequels. So be glad with what you got. This is one of those situations.
No. What you're saying, that good news is like you're telling you that imagine you're a kid, you're in your house, and your parents come, you're with all your brothers and sisters, and they say, "Hey, this summer we're going to Disneyland, but not you. We need you to stay and feed the dogs."
What? Oh, okay. The Cinderella / Harry Potter treatment. Got it. Okay. Hey, look, as a kid, I would have just said, okay, go ahead and leave. Oh, Mom, what's the number for child services again?
This news is like the doctor going, "Well, congratulations, you don't have COVID. You've got cancer."
Yeah. And how much time I've got, Doc? 10. 10 what? Month, year, 9, 8, 7.
Well, look. Here's the really happy spin on this. And by happy, the person that'll probably be taken over is Alex Kurtzman himself. So, I mean, who better, right? This is his universe.
Yeah. Admiral, yes. It was the same thing that with the first season of The Mandalorian.
I will say this about... Oh, go ahead.
We were so accustomed to be shit on and beating on the head that when somebody just slapped us, I say, "Oh, well, thank you. You're my new best friend."
All I can say is this. You know, I know how many people that actually watch it or listen to this show. I know how big of fans they truly are of Alex Kurtzman. Anyway, but this is to also help to illustrate something that Tom from Midnight's Edge has been saying, which is these executives really do not look at Kurtzman the same way we fans do. But I will say this, because when I learned about this news from Midnight's Edge, it's a good thing Script Doctor was there. The script was able to inform even Tom and Andre of a way of looking at this news. Now, remember, when Tom had announced this on the show, Script Doctor, the second time upon hearing it, was able to get him to understand that this is not a fait accompli. Okay? This is Kurtzman putting that information out there that they're going to do this. That does not mean that CBS is putting the money behind it, because they're not. So
It's just
basically,
It's just like
Oh, go ahead.
Abrams saying, "Oh, we're going to do Star Trek 4."
yep, this is exactly the same thing. And what
Good morning, Chief.
Script Doctor. Good morning, Chief. This is exactly like that. Kurtzman is basically pulling a J.J. Abrams, and he's trying to get fans excited so that he can walk in and negotiate with whomever about taking this on with him in some capacity of control for the entire series. Look, I have heard and others have reported that Alex Kurtzman really did not like the fact that Picard season 3 was as successful as it was. He didn't mind it being successful, but being more successful than everything that he personally put together, his ego couldn't take that. My advice to him is, why not just let Terry Matalas do it? Because the understanding now that I have from Tom and Andre as to how to look at all of this. Well, look, let me just get back to Script Doctor, I should say. Script Doctor was able to point out that it looks like Paramount's executives. Now, this is where you're kind of getting some hope. There's a little sunlight here. They are starting to slowly realize that they are losing a lot of money with Kurtzman. They're starting to slowly get it, which is the reason why they decided to allow Kurtzman to take this out and shop it around, and to not make this a Paramount exclusive, or even to bring it in on their network shows. Okay? And as I was about to say before, the understanding that I have now about how Star Trek works with Alex Kurtzman and NJJ is something like this. CBS and Paramount gave Kurtzman the rights to make Star Trek. What that actually means is this. The Star Trek that Kurtzman is making is Kurtzman Trek, meaning that he has the rights to make anything within the realm and scope of what he has outside of real Star Trek, starting with the 66 series and going to the end of Enterprise. He cannot alter any of that stuff, but he can make stories that touch upon that stuff. And if he decides to use anything, there has to be at least a 25% difference. That is basically what JJ has. It's what Kurtzman has. Okay? Meaning that CBS, Paramount, really, can eventually just not make any more of that and find someone else to do a deal with. Now, the downside for those of you that are fans of Picard Season 3 is exactly what I have been saying, which is if they do a spin-off series, that stays with Kurtzman. All of that is within his universe. Any new characters, any of that stuff, that's all under Kurtzman. It's an all or nothing deal. If they end up finding someone else to take over to do their own version of Star Trek, they can completely bypass all of Kurtzman's stuff and not have to deal with it anymore. Conceivably, you could hire someone who just wants to start everything from where either Enterprise or from where Nemesis left off.
I don't know. And what are we supposed to do now? Forget the fact that Spock was this youth schmuck, and that Kirk was who knows what is this Kirk now. We have to forget that.
No, it's just a different universe. It's like the JJ stuff. Look, all of this, the part of the reason why my other twin brother, Robert Meyer Burnett, hates the 2009 movie is there's a lot of things in that film that do not jibe with the history of the character as we learned in the series Star Trek. You're just, number one being, where's his brother Sam? Now, supposedly, the scene
dead.
where
well,
no.
Unborn.
What I mean is, what I mean is, in the 2009 movie, supposedly the kid walking down the road is Sam.
What kid?
When young Jim Kirk steals
the
car, suppose that kid was supposed to be Sam.
That makes no sense.
I'm just saying. See, but that again, that's one of those things that don't make sense. Kirk was actually born in Iowa. He wasn't born in space.
Yes.
But then again, that part of it was taken care of by the fact that it's meant to be a alternate reality. So there's a lot of differences in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the problem with that argument. The divergent realities or timelines began when the Narada appears.
That's right.
So there's a contradiction there. Because Kirk's mom should be on Earth giving birth to James, not in the Kelvin. So forget about that argument of the timeless. It's bad writing. It's just as simple as that.
Martin for the dagger.
Yeah, I'm with Admiral Tig, man. I'm with Admiral Tig. All of this is shit. Man, I don't want to. I won't say anymore. Let's leave it at that.
No. You are right. You and Admiral Tig are right. This is a lot of stuff that just has devalued that entire brand. But here's the other thing. The success of Picard Season 3 shows that there are still fans out there who are willing to support the kind of Star Trek that they think that Kurtzman is not providing. And personally, I think they're right. That's a correct assumption. They just need to get out of doing any further deals with him. Look, he's got his he's got his own Star Trek now. He has his own little Star Trek universe bubble, just like JJ. Fine, be happy with that. But nobody else has to live with that. Nobody else has to deal with that. And I think if they go through and decide to find somebody new to take over, we can just shut that down real quick. That doesn't mean that it will disappear forever. What that means is that it can be pushed off to the side in favor of something new. People and quote unquote whatever fans this stuff actually has can continue to write original stories with those characters and blah 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 blah. It also shows that Akiva Goldsman is crazy. That whole video where he's explaining why he's making all these changes to things like Khan and everything else makes no sense in light of understanding where this fits. So it's all messed up. But again, it's not an impossible fix. Now understanding exactly how all of this works Basically, what it means is do not renew Kurtzman's contract. That's it. Bring in someone else to run Star Trek. And again, I will offer this. If Warner Brothers decides they don't want to do anything with J. Michael Straczynski, give J. Michael Straczynski Star Trek. Just give him the opportunity to do something, because I'm telling you, that would be a dream for that guy. That's part of what drove him to create Babylon 5. And the thing is, what you got to understand is that the version of Star Trek that J. Michael Straczynski loves, along with like the creators behind Stargate, they are all big fans of Star Trek as originally conceived by Gene L. Kuhn, Dorothy Fontana, and Gene Roddenberry. He could do it. And after Babylon 5, he knows enough to bring in real writers who would have some experience writing science fiction. He'd probably even bring in a few people that actually wrote on The Expanse.
Look at this. We have Dr. Max Shanatsky.
Dr. Shanatsky.
No, Max Shanatsky.
Oh. Well.
It's dead, kid.
Not as dead as you think if there's still people willing to buy this stuff. As long as there are fans out there, it's never truly dead, as long as we remember. Anyway, ouch, Admiral Teague. Ouch.
Slightly better. I mean, in my opinion, in my personal taste, B5 is at least one order of magnitude better than Deep Space Nine. I am unapologetically in love with Babylon 5. Always will be.
I'm sorry. I like Babylon or Deep Space Nine too much to say it's an order of magnitude better. They've each got their strengths. They've each got their weaknesses.
I know the story of how all that came about, and there's a little bit of a hinkiness to everything. So let's just say
this. I never expected this.
Very, very good. Very well. Patrick Jordan for the win, everybody. Patrick Jordan, man. Yes. Wow. Quoting Moby Dick while at the same time quoting Khan from Wrath of Khan. Oh, look at you, Patrick. PJ wins the day.
Yep. That's why he's the chief.
Oh yeah. Oh no, Anima. No. No, you don't want to put you can't put that on me. No. Admiral Teague, B5 story is real good. I like DS9, but there's bad episodes. Kiko fired from DS9 school for being an extremist, shipping Kira and Ducat, etc. Yeah, that was kind of an moment.
Yeah.
So.
And we have a super sticker from Darius Munchausen.
Darius Munchausen, thank you. Oh,
hello,
man.
Darius. Man,
thank you, Darius.
Yeah, I could use some of that coffee that the pair's offering.
I'm sure the whole chat is with me looking at you. He's gonna fall.
Oh, wow. Oh, Patrick. Yes. Well, look, Roddenberry was a police officer himself for a bit. So, yeah, that falls well within your purview. I wonder if you ever had a chance to talk about the series Police Story.
Wait. Let me give Darius his video.
Oh, yeah.
I am more than content with what Mr. Moncrief said. His voice alone inspires one with absolute credulity.
You know what? Yeah, okay. Thanks for playing that one. I was expecting at least something like I'd buy that for $1, but thank you very much.
Well, that's why we all here learning from you.
I really don't teach that much, except what not to do sometimes. But I think look, anybody right now, Martin, John, even Patrick, would be a heck of a lot better running Star Trek than who they have right now. I mean, you need somebody that actually loves it. You do. And again, I understand. I get it. Alex Kurtzman's former partner, Roberto Orsi, he's got some problems. But you know what?
He'd be better than Kurtzman.
If he's taken the classes, if he's done his time, if he hasn't done anything else since the allegations, there is a way back. We cannot be living in a society where you don't have a path back from something bad you may or may not have done. Okay? He can kill anybody. And I just find it convenient that the one person who was, out of everybody that worked on the 2009 Star Trek, the one person that was a Star Trek super fan was the one person who got pushed out of everything and completely disappeared the moment he was given the ability to be able to make a Star Trek film in the JJ verse. Ironically, that's exactly what happened with Star Trek Discovery. The one person who they have create a show and was the biggest Star Trek fan and worked on Star Trek. And mysteriously, they just decide, well, we're going to get rid of this guy and turn it over to the exact opposite of a fan. I don't get that. I'm still trying to get that. There's nothing about Alex Kurtzman that just tells you that he's a Star Trek fan, outside of having worked on the 2009 film and not knowing anything to the point where he made basically a negative score in the trivia game that they played. Admiral Teague, member for 1 month. Darius Munchausen, member for 23 months. I want to thank you both. Thank you very much.
No, this is for both of them. Oh, no.
Yes.
We have this is for Darius.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
I'll buy that for $1.
And this one is for the Admiral.
For that, you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
Quit.
And about all Star Trek since 2009 to the date, I have this to say.
It's a fake.
Leave it to Martin again for the dagger. Oh, wow. Let's see. Admiral Teague says, I'm a huge fan of the NYPD, but the idea I could run it is the same as saying Talos can Star Trek after what I saw.
Oh,
I get it. I get it. Look, I totally understand where you're coming from, my friend. I do. But I got to say, I mean, compared to the first 2 seasons of Picard, that 3rd season, that was an oasis in the middle of a massive desert.
As I said before, after a beating with a baseball bat, a slap feels so nice.
Depends on where they slap you.
Ooh.
And they say this to
When
us.
you're slapped, you'll take it and like it.
They just don't make movies like that anymore. I tell you.
It's just on fire with the videos today.
I know it.
Yeah, we got Zax has been a member for 23 months too.
Yes.
Wow.
Where's this
And
video?
Chinaski says, going to be 15 years soon. Old Trek isn't coming back, guys. I'm not saying Old Trek is coming back. I'm just saying give somebody else an opportunity now. We've done this for a while. It's time to let somebody else, and this time putting somebody else in charge that actually, I don't know, it's a lot to ask, but loves Star Trek. Could that be so bad? Brian Fuller loves Star Trek. Brian Fuller is the creator of the original Discovery concept in the Bible and all of that. And he was gotten rid of. So, I mean, Alex Kurtzman can't even rewrite stuff very well. It makes me wonder how he ever made it through school, let alone college. Let's see. Admiral Teague says, sorry, guys. Picard was to Star Trek what One Hit to the Body or Harlem Shuffle is to the Rolling Stones' greatest hits, an afterthought on its best day. I will give you that. I will give you that. Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Milk comes in bags in Canada.
Wolverine 626. J. Olivia to direct animated feature prequel to The Wheel of Time per deadline. If it's connected to the Amazon series, it's DOA. I agree. I will agree. But Amazon has money. And for some reason, people like money. You know, I mean, look, if Amazon wanted to give me $1 million to say that, to vouch for the validity of their Tolkien series, I think Gary and I talked about this. I'd take it. I'd get right in front of the camera and go, in my opinion, this show is an accurate representation of the repurposation of Tolkien. Where's my check? What, $1 million to say that? Yeah. Look, they spent $1 billion on a flaming pile of. The least they can do is just give me $1 million. I mean, look at House of the Dragon and look at Rings of Power, and you tell me which is worth actually spending $1 billion on. Just think of what they could have done with $1 billion in House of the Dragon.
Well, that's too much money for any of this. To be honest.
That's right. It is. It is. But they dropped it. They did. They here it is. $1 billion. Bam.
I mean, if you're talking $1 billion for 10 seasons, okay, you got me there. You know, that would be fine.
Well, it is $1 billion over the course of a few seasons. But my thing is, if that's what you're spending, and then you turn around and show me a first season that looks like what you just had, I'm out.
Yep.
Because I'm either you either let me look at those books or I'm out. Because somebody's stealing money someplace. I mean, oh geez, you don't do that with House of the Dragon. You can tell whatever they spent.
Oh my God, that's been all.
Oh jeez.
Ponzi scheme.
Oh jeez.
Which, if you think about it, it is.
Oh my goodness! Yes. I am saluting you now, Admiral Teague. You get the salute, dude. Wow.
Oh my.
think we can all tell what that says. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And Darius, that is truth. That is truth. Let's see. Shinatsky says Bezos is the kind of guy who would have them make a dinosaur egg so you can have it. Oh, geez, dude. That. Ooh. Okay.
23 producer. Oh my goodness.
It's
surprised
some
me.
outrageous number. Some outrageous number. Look, I think if you search long and hard, you might be able to find your name. I don't know. I mean,
Not my name.
I just wish they would pay me as if they really wanted my opinion, or at least wanted me to say something nice. But then again, if you really want me to have that kind of power, everybody will just have to like, share, subscribe, and make sure to hit that gray button to let everyone know how much you really like this and other shows that are part of the Pop Culture Minefield family.
Oh, and I forgot again to run the merge the merge ad. So here we go. See, this is why I need anime in the show to constantly remind me of everything that I am forgetting.
Anima is too cool like that. You know what though? About the t-shirts, I would really like it if you're one of those people that have decided to invest in buying a Pop Culture Minefield t-shirt. First of all, thank you. And second, just do us a favor and take a picture of yourself with the shirt on and send it in to us, or at least post it Facebook, X, any other social media platform you have. Hashtag Pop Culture Minefield and Pop Culture Minefield on YouTube. That'd be great. We like it, and if we happen to run into you someplace, I'd even be willing to sign the shirt for free. Gary would have to negotiate, but I'll sign it. So. Oh man. Let's see. Darius Munchausen. He always tries to replace classic character merch with 30% different character merch so he can get the royalties. Oh, Kurtzman and Abrams? Yeah, that's their modus operandi. That else? Oh, go ahead.
That's their business model.
True, that is. That's at the very heart of what they do. Also at the heart of why the Batman, otherwise
Wolverine,
known as Dub 7, works.
Wolverine, in other news, water is wet.
That is true, Wolverine 66. That is true.
I can imagine why.
You know what? I will say this, though. This is something that Tom and Andre have been noticing in others. A certain actress hasn't been as annoying in recent years. With her playing Captain Marvel, I mean, she's been on quote-unquote good behavior. And considering now a certain actress who at one time was playing Snow White has become even more annoying than her, that's saying a lot. I really do not celebrate this movie not doing well, because I know there are a lot of people that worked real hard on it. You don't go into something like this trying to make something that people don't like. But this brings me back to the whole Kevin Feige thing again. I mean, what's going to be the excuse this time? It has become pretty apparent that Kevin Feige, as a creative person, is not the person who we thought he was. I'm not saying he kicks puppies or anything like that. I'm just saying creatively, he doesn't. He's operating differently, and I'm not following what he's doing. You know. Then again, I'm the guy that probably, if I'd been in Kevin's place, I would have tried to make the deal with Netflix to continue the storyline from the Netflix series. So, Anima, she says Gary is an artist. He'll sign anything that doesn't run away. Okay, well, then if you happen to meet Gary and I someplace, yeah, we'll sign your shirt. Heck, if you happen to meet John someplace, he'll sign your shirt. Well, I can't speak for John.
I'll sign it.
Martin? Yeah. I mean, Martin would probably sign. I think Anima would sign. Of course, Anima, might have to negotiate with Anima because, she's a big star. But supposed to keep that up down.
Well, apparently she's the guardian of the balance of the universe, according to Lady.
Well, then, as well, she should. But Anima's cool like that. Let's see. Admiral Teague says, I'm still waiting for the first 10 minutes of entertainment from Feige.
See, Feige's problem is he didn't listen to the old adage. Either you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
He should have taken the hint. He should have taken the hint and left as soon as the credits from Endgame rolled. He should have just went off into the sunset and said, I'm out of here.
Take his millions and go home.
Yep. Because they would have called him back. He would have been the phone call Disney would have made for someone to take over Lucasfilm. Because, again, I keep telling people, if you've not seen those videos, interviews with Kevin Feige, that's what he hasn't at his home. He's got a lot of Star Wars merchandise there, including a full-size Darth Vader 1-to-1 scale Darth Vader standing in his office. This guy is a big, big fan. Just saying. He probably could have gone from Marvel to Lucasfilm.
Oh, yeah.
He stayed. And has now shown everybody that he may not be as big a fan as he professed to be, which is unfortunate. I get it. Marvel's done really well for himself. DC hasn't, but I have never seen any company have as big a fall in such a short amount of time. Endgame was 2019. And look at what has happened since then.
Yep.
And it's not all because we had to take some time off and wear masks. So I try to get you to believe that, but it's not. It's the quality of the content. And it's not been that good. Yeah. But Kevin Feige hasn't done this alone.
Yeah, that's why I'd roll in there with a box of pink slips.
Oh, geez. You would be harsh running Disney right now.
Oh, and the thing is, I wouldn't fire Brie Larson.
Really?
I wouldn't. No, I would have Rogue drain her of her powers and kill her off. And then the proper Captain Marvel in Marvel Comics can get her name back.
Oh, you mean his name back?
Well, that's Marvel, different name.
All right, the Battle of the Nerds.
It's spelled different. No, the original Captain Marvel is actually Shazam.
Marvel.
But
yes.
But no, I'm talking about Monica Rambeau. She was Captain Marvel when I first started reading Avengers. So, and she was leader of the Avengers.
Yeah. It's amazing how they've written this character in such a way like she's just sort of, I don't know, Carol Danvers' sidekick.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that respect, I'm actually kind of glad that they didn't try to bring in everything from Netflix, because I would hate to think how they would write the Daughters of the Dragon under Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
That just, I will admit, that was really a big deal for me. The possibility of seeing a Daughters of the Dragon series on Netflix
Oh, I wanted
with
that
those
too.
actresses, and they just took it away from us. That just bites, man.
Yep.
That bites big time. But hey, Kevin Feige must know what he's doing. He's making all the big bucks, and we're sitting here talking about it.
See, the first thing I would do is if I was in charge of Marvel, I'd call up Henry Cavill, I'd call up Ben Affleck, I'd call up Gal Gadot, and put together a Squadron Supreme movie.
Oh, look right at you, dude. Look at you. Okay.
See, I would actually, instead of, I wouldn't bring back what's his face, Ezra Miller. I'd actually call Grant Gustin and have him play Flash in that. Well, Johnny Quick. And I would get Nathan Fillion for Power Ring. But other than that, every Ultraman, Owlman, and Superwoman would all be their original portrayers in the DC EU.
Wow. See, you're better than I am, because I would have had Henry Cavill be Wonder Man.
Yeah.
I would have had Henry Cavill be Wonder Man, and then I would have gone and gotten what's his name from Iron Fist. I would have gotten that actor. I would have offered him, and bringing everybody over from Netflix, I would have recasted Iron Fist, but I would have given him the role of the Human Torch. The real Human Torch. Because I think he would make a better Human Torch.
No, I'm sorry. I'm getting Squadron Supreme and Crime Syndicate mixed up.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. I mean, it's Evil Justice League.
Oh, Admiral Teague. Let's talk off air. Oh, yeah. Well, with the help of AI, you could put something together. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying, if it's really that big a deal.
Yeah.
You really feel the need.
The need for speed.
Just saying.
You could probably find a couple of actresses that are better suited to handle those kind of roles.
Better handled.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're going into the deep end here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
outside of OnlyFans, what
So speaking of Crime Syndicate of America, what about the DC Elseworlds?
Oh, yes. I was getting to that. Okay, so as some of you may or may not know, segue. Last weekend was New York Comic Con. There were a lot of things that got announced. But what I found interesting was the fact that DC Comics has announced that they are bringing back Elseworlds. Now, whether it was a part of what they were originally putting out or not, look, it's safe to say that the comic book industry, as we knew it for years, isn't really going very well right now. DC and Marvel are just, it's bad. It's real bad. And the amount of damage done to it right now, I think it's safe to say we've lost an entire generation of fans. I think the only way to save it is to get back to doing what we were doing before. Both DC and Marvel have been inviting talented people to come in and do things. This particular thing with having Elseworlds, to me, is the proper answer for those particular people that are still working, at least in DC, whose work has been their interpretations of these characters are quite different than how many fans have known them. I think personally their work should be placed within the realm of Elseworlds instantly. That's what I would do if I were in charge. So you could continue to do, you know, the whole Starfire's daughter thing, or you can continue to do the John Kent thing and the Tim Drake thing, and you can continue to do all that stuff Elseworld style. And to start it all off, I would start with Alan Scott. Elseworlds. Let it all go. Let it just rip. Do your thing.
Do we have to?
But as far as DC Comics goes, we will stick with what the original creators of these characters had. And that's how I would do it. Now, if we need to bring in characters that are more reflective of certain views that have risen over the last few years, that's what this little creative thing that you can sometimes do would be very helpful, which is in creating characters like that. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's the long and short of it. But look, over the decades, Elseworlds has provided a lot of really, really, really good storylines for DC. Somebody getting contacted?
No, that's me. The I'm expecting my Walmart delivery because we were, when I ordered it, we were supposed to be on our normal time and not 30 minutes late. So I'll probably have to get up here in about 10 minutes to go get it. But
oh, okay. Anyway, yeah, we can look at one can look back and see a lot of really cool classic stories that have been released as Elseworlds. And for me, it's just I think that that is one of the best ideas that DC ever had, was creating Elseworlds. Because it did give the opportunity for people to come in and just take stories a different direction. And yeah, I personally really, really did enjoy the Elseworlds. How about you, John?
Oh, I love Elseworlds. I just think that there's some new reboots going way heavy on the Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, what was your favorite Elseworld story?
Dark Knight Returns. After that, it would be probably Red Sun or trying to think what else I would. I mean, I loved Gotham by Gaslight. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They just completely ruined it with that for me with that Abomination that they tried to put out as a movie. Holy Terror.
The animated version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was yeah. Okay. Martin, are you familiar with the Elseworlds imprint?
I'm ashamed to say no. I just discovered it thanks to you. And looking for some graphics for the thumbnail, I was spending too much time seeing all those covers and not making the thumbnail. And it dawns to me, I will have to read all this.
I found myself really liking The Kingdom.
Yeah.
Which was a continuation of Kingdom Come. I like that
Really?
universe. Yeah, I like The Kingdom.
You know, there's a continuation of Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. I have to see that.
It look, the art isn't the same. Some people, I think, were a little let down because Alex Ross wasn't doing all of the art for the interiors. But it's a continuation of that story, that universe. And I liked it. I liked it. And that story, Kingdom Come, jeez.
Came out in 88 or 98.
Oh, wow. That just takes a lot out of you.
I have that in omnibus hardcover. Man, that's my crown jewel of my comics.
Really?
Yeah.
Kingdom Come was a really good story. And it was one of the highlights of any comic for me, in my opinion. It was just big. Yeah. And anything that continued that storyline, I was really down with. Wow. Yeah. So that was it for me. I mean, I really wasn't expecting to like it because at the time when they came out with it, my thinking was, well, if Alex Ross isn't doing it, but I had to give it a chance. So, yeah. Yeah, that would be it. That would be The Kingdom. There are others, but The Kingdom is pretty much what I would do. Especially if it were something that, especially if we're looking at doing something that could eventually be turned into a movie or a possible series or something. Yeah. Actually, oh man, I forgot all about that one.
Which one?
You know what? Batman, Captain America.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot the crossovers are technically Elseworlds.
Yeah, they are. There you go. Oh man, yeah. Okay, I'm an idiot. Forget two of my favorite characters: Batman, Captain America. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think what was it?
But
wasn't there a Green Lantern that was like in the Middle East, like 1001 Nights?
Oh, you know what? I think. Hold on. Yeah, 1001 Emerald Nights. Look at you, man.
And then there was the Gaslight era Wonder Woman, Amazonia.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, yeah, it's stuff I'm trying to remember. There were a lot of Elseworlds.
Dang,
Well,
I have to catch on.
there is a lot for everyone to see. And this is one of the things that was so disheartening, as far as what Warner Brothers was attempting to do. It just makes no sense why they wouldn't just sort of lean into it. If you're going to, it's a way of that if you were going to tackle this by way of what they could do for film and streaming, why wouldn't you invite in various creatives who are fans of these characters to come in and do something outside of the main continuity that you're running? It would be great to see what various directors could do, like a Peter Jackson or others could just come in and do their own thing. And again, it was just, yeah, anyway. But here's the original article. DC is exploring the multiverse in 6 new alternate universe tales. This is from IGN, and it's Jess Sheridan.
Hello? Keith?
We lose Keith.
Apparently.
DC Comics is bringing back the popular Elseworlds, ushering in a universe in the DC Multiverse panel at New York Comic Con. The new Elseworlds line will feature 6 new titles initially, some of which are continuations of classic Elseworlds stories like Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, and others set in brand new universes. Check out, they have a whole gallery here as part of the whole thing.
Gotham by Gaslight, The Kryptonian Age, Batman the Barbarian, Dark Knight of Steel, Green Lantern Dark, Batman Nightfire, and DC versus Vampires World War V.
There you go. Those are the 6 initial ones.
Yep.
This just, again, it's really going to be interesting to see how they're able to capitalize on all this, because bringing back Elseworlds, there's going to be some expectations, and again, given a lot of stuff that they've been doing lately, there's going to be a lot of expectations. People are going to expect this to be good. Now, Batman Barbarian, there could be something with that. Although, again, I think this is kind of an offshoot of where they had those toys from a few years ago. It doesn't look exactly like the same, but it's kind of reminiscent of it. And that's the only reason why I'm kind of hesitant with that one. One over. And I didn't mind Gotham by Gaslight. I thought Gotham by Gaslight was fun.
You're talking about the movie or the
Oh, I'm talking about the comic.
Oh.
Comic that the animated film was based on. So, anyway,
so you're hopeful. It's safe to say. You're hopeful.
Yeah, I am hopeful. I am hopeful because I don't want to see DC and Marvel go away as far as comic book companies. there's, in my opinion, there's going to be a place for them. There always should be. It's an incredible art form. Personally, I just think they need to get rid of a majority of the people that work for these companies right now, and they need to bring back some veterans and start getting a lot of their new talent to do time, spend some time with a lot of these veterans and learn from them. That is the only way. Veterans. Well, the current grouping of people that you have do. But if you get somebody new into this business, someone who, like the way they used to do it, in order to work at a comic book company, really a lot of companies, you got to do time with the veterans. You got to spend time learning from them. They give you your marching orders. They're the ones that are going to be critiquing your work, and they will be your bosses. And so when you create comics, you need to impress them before you are allowed to do any kind of major work. And originally it used to be that you would have, that's the reason why you would have second stories in certain comics, where they would give you the opportunity to do these little one-off stories. Sometimes they would give you like maybe 2 pages, 3 or 4 pages, to do something, show something, and put it out there so that people could see it. That's what we're missing. And that's part, in my opinion, it's part of what has led to dwindling sales, because you're giving people whole comic book runs who aren't as familiar with how to do this professionally, or who have no real understanding of the history of both DC and Marvel Comics.
And let's face it, a lot of those writers and artists are only there because they check boxes.
Some of them are, yeah. It has become embarrassing how bad things have gotten. And how some people only joined up because they thought it could be a really big stepping stone to getting into Hollywood, getting their foot in the door and being able to take their ideas and messaging and go straight into Hollywood and make their money. They thought they could do it. They thought they could do what Todd McFarlane and others did in a short amount of time. And it doesn't work like that. There are people who are veterans, who are highly regarded for a reason. These people weren't just given things, they earned it with the hard-earned money given to them by the fans who followed their books and stories month after month after month, year upon year upon year upon year. For anyone to walk into this and disrespect that by thinking that they could just take
man, I can hear
that long.
I can hear them counter you by saying, "Why should I earn what I deserve?"
Hey, look, there are a lot of things you deserve, like my foot up your backside, or you walking out that door, because I can always replace you with someone else that's willing to do what I'm telling them to do. Look, don't take this the wrong way. I mean, it's a hard business. And for my money, you shouldn't really look at it as losing a job, because you know exactly where it is. I'm just going to have somebody else do it.
You're just not doing it anymore. It's in the same place.
Yeah, it's in the same place. You'll be happy to know that job is right here. Right here. Just somebody else will be doing it.
Oh my.
I just, I don't care what it is you do for a living. That kind of attitude gets nowhere, unless you just come pre-equipped with abilities. Okay, like you're just that good, and even then, yeah. I just, yeah. There are just some people that need to learn this. They need to, and they need it badly. And I think DC and Marvel should just clean house. You know, when you really think about it, a lot of these veterans really they didn't make the kind of money where they could easily retire and live up the good. That's not the kind of money we're talking about. So this is really.
Whoa. Dude, that's the cruelest thing the universe has done.
Where'd Keith go? He just disappeared. What the
Yeah,
heck?
Just in the middle when he's going to finish that sentence.
Yep. Wow. Alrighty then. I don't know where he was going with all that, but yeah. So
he did it on purpose to leave us in a cliffhanger. yes, thanks, Mulger. He just went poof. Well, he has been. Well, he was having connection problems.
Yep.
But man, this is dramatic.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't texted me yet, so.
Okay, so at the verge of the revelation.
Yep. So yeah, well, I guess on that note, we should I guess we should go ahead and wrap it up a little early.
Yeah.
So
we may start the process by thanking our audience here.
Oh yeah, let's see. We had AF Watcher, Penny, of course, Anima Confusa, Andy Morrow, Admiral Teague, Mrs. A was here. So is our Muslim uncle, Zax, Kingsport Cow was here, Wolverine 626, Joe's Atmosphere. I miss Joe. Someone Sci-Fi Mumby, Alan Moore, Scribelight, Darius Munchausen, and the Peter Venkman site, otherwise known as Venkman's Girl. So I don't think I missed anyone.
No, we're at it.
Okay.
Just in time because Penny's laptop is dying too.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get out of here so she can plug her laptop in and charge it up. So for Keith, who disappeared, dramatically, I might add, for Martine and myself, I'd like to thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.